All right, what is going on? Hope you're having a great and wonderful day. Welcome to the JetEye gaming channel. I'm Jet, and today we're gonna start a brand new series on hosting servers. Yes, hosting servers. So the very first server that we're gonna mess with today is the Atlas server. What we're gonna do, we're gonna show you how to use the server grid editor. We're going to run a 2x2 with the very minimum that you're going to need to be able to join it, and then later on we'll expand on it. So it's been a short series on Atlas, and then we'll do some other servers as well. We'll get into mods, we'll get into power stones, everything you need to know later on. In any case, let's dive right into it. All right, so let's get started. The first thing that we're going to want to do is download and install what's called STEAMCMD. So let's go into Google here and type STEAMCMD, Charlie Mike Delta, for you military types. The very first one should pop up, and you're going to scroll down, look for the Windows installation instructions. You can just follow these instructions and it should get you to where you need to be. Click the link, save the file. We already have it saved there. Actually, let's go ahead and save over what we have, just in case it's more updated. Either way you slice it, once you run STEAMCMD for the first time, it's going to update. All right, it's done. We're going to show in folder, and we're going to extract all. Should be an option for everybody to extract all. Now, where are you going to put it? I am going to put it under the D drive, and I'm going to make a new folder under the D drive and call it new folder. Okay, new folder. There it is. All right, new folder. Call it STEAMCMD. Bam. Open that up, and you can just click select folder and it'll extract there. All right, next thing you want to do is just launch STEAMCMD. As you can see, it's now downloading all the updates for STEAMCMD and populating the folder with all of the files that are going to be required. Let's let that run. Now that you can see it's fully updated, you just type exit. The next thing that we're going to want to do is, if you scroll down to, there should be an app update right here. Scroll down to automating STEAMCMD. You're going to take this information right here, copy it, and then we are going to put a text file here. So you right click, open space in the STEAMCMD folder, hit new, and you're going to go down to text document. What we're going to put in here is Atlas server update. So update the server as well as download a fresh new installation if there is no server. We're going to change the extension from TXT to BAT. Hit yes on the prompt, and there you have it. Now you're going to right click the file that you just created and edit. You can open up in Notepad. You're going to paste that information that you just copied. Now we want to leave everything as is except for this. The installation directory, where we're going to put it, is D. You can put it anywhere you want, but where I'm going to put it is the Atlas server. You're going to change this as well. Now, I don't always remember the ID of the Atlas server, so I'm going to go to Google and find Atlas server app ID. Atlas dedicated server app ID was at 1006030. Right. Once you have that, that is all you need. You can close this and save. So now what we're gonna do is I happen to have 2 Explorer folders open. We're gonna go all the way back to the D drive. You can see here. Then you're just gonna double click the Atlas server update, and then you're gonna see files populate right here. So it's logging into Steam anonymously. Now it's starting to update. Bam. Right there, you can see Atlas server just popped in, which means that it's allocating and installing. We are going to open up your favorite browser. I'm going to use Chrome. Now, we're going to go search for server grid editor in your favorite search utility. Right? So on Google, it shows up as the first one, the Grapeshot Game Server Editor Wiki. There's no download link here. All you have to do is go to the top of the page and click Server Grid Editor. Right here, the green button that says clone or download, you're going to click that and click download zip. Right, so I already have it downloaded. That's why you see a 1 there. But you're going to pick anywhere you want to put the file. Just know how to navigate to it. Once it finished downloading, you are going to go ahead and close the browser, and let's go look for that sucker. All right, so we have it in our downloads. It's going to say server grid editor. Haven't found my SS yet. There we go. Server grid editor dash master.zip. Double click that thing and it'll show you extract on top. You can use whatever extractor you want to use. Once you hit extract all, put it wherever you want to put it. Okay. Once you place your file in a folder and everything is finished extracting, we're gonna pull out of here and head straight to the file location, which is the server grid editor master server grid editor.exe. Double click it. Are you still with me? If not, you can always rewind, go back, and also I'm going to leave the link to our Discord where you can pop in and ask me any questions about server hosting you would like. What we're gonna do once we have the server grid editor open, we're going to create a project. You're gonna go into the Atlas ID box, highlight it, right click and hit copy and cancel. Right now we're going to load a project, the server grid 2x2.json. I'm just calling it the JSON file. Open that up. Bam. You have a pre-made map. I believe it has Power Stone Island settings on it already. I'm not 100% sure if it's fully correct. First thing you want to do is go to project, hit edit, change the Atlas ID to the one that you copied. So you're gonna take that out, right click and put paste. Let's back up. So it didn't copy the one that we created. So we go project, create, brand new one, bam. This time I'll use the keyboard. Control C usually copies. I hit that about 10 times. All right, we're gonna go back here and then hit edit and Control V. Bam. Now your friendly name is the name that people are going to see when they are in Atlas and are looking for a server. So you put whatever the ham sandwich you want. We are going to name this server the ham sandwich, or just ham sandwich. Leave the cells alone. Leave the cell side alone. So I'll explain it a little bit here. X is how many grids across. Y is how many grids down. So that's 2 times 2 equals 4. The cell size, you cannot go over 1,400,000. You can make it smaller if you want. That just dictates how big the size is per grid square. Okay. The rest of this stuff, you don't need to mess with at this time. Go ahead and click edit, which would change your Atlas ID and the name. Down here, let's go ahead and check everything. Right, except disable image exporting. All right, so when you've put the Atlas ID in and hit the edit button, it'll save that information onto your file. Now what you're gonna do is hit help, hit controls. This is show you what buttons and mouse combination you need in order to edit the information. So we're gonna edit the server information first. We're gonna hit control and click to get into it, right? Once you're in Tropical Freeport's name, it's in green, which means this is a home server or Freeport server, and that's why it's checked down here. Next thing you want to look at is your IP address. This needs to be your public IP address. Let's pull up a browser here. Go ahead and type in my IP address. I'm not going to hit enter, so I'm not showing you my IP address at this time. But you, as soon as you hit enter, it should display your public IP address. Right? So you're going to put that here where it says IP. Template is the climate of that server. We're going to try to leave everything default as much as possible so that, you know, we don't have too much variation. We just want the minimum today. The port, the way I like to do it is 5-digit port number. The first 2 digit is whatever, 57, it doesn't matter. It's going to stay, that first 2 digit will stay the same on every grid. The next 2 digits will be the number of the grid. So right here is 00, that corresponds to grid number 00. The last number would dictate whether it's the port, the game port, or the seamless data port. So as you can see here, I have it set to 5, 6, and 7 respectively. And that is all you need. You're gonna have to do that on every server. Now you control click on the next server / grid. You're gonna see you need to do the same thing. Public IP address, port number. Now this is grid 10, so I've put 5710, 5, 6, and 7. Easy peasy. This one is not checked as a home server. You can check it as a home server, but one thing you need to make sure, if you check it as a home server, put a name on it so that you can identify it, differentiate it between the other servers. I'll leave that up to you if you want to make it a home server. Keep in mind that we're using the bare minimum settings, so by default, you can only go up to level 8 on a home server. So if you click that home server button, then you'll have 2 grids that are maxed at level 8. So if you don't want that, I would recommend it not clicking another home server. But you always need to have at least 1 home server within your entire grid so that you can log into the server for the first time. Let's go ahead and copy all this information and finish it up. Boom. Right here, 5, 7. This is 01, so we can go 015, 57016, 57017. Bam, that is the only information we need to edit. Next, I say that's the only information we need to edit, but you need to make sure you edit the IP address and put your public IP address on each and every one of these. So, grid 11, 5711, 5, 57116, 57117. You've got that set. what I'm going to show you is I am going to have to port forward these to my computer as well. Let me pull up my router information really quickly here. Okay, so here is my port forwarding screen. Like I said, every router manufacturer has a different method of doing this. What I like about this router is it allows you to forward multiple ports. So the ones that we did is 57005 all the way up to 57117 is the last one. It's going to forward everything in between as well. If you want to go individually putting, 3 different ports, that's up to you. For this demonstration, I am going to forward all of them. All right, so it's 57005257117 is the last port. Now let me back it up a little bit here. Each and every server is going to have what's called an Archon port as well. That's where if you wanted to do administrative functions on your server, you would use that port to go in without having to log into the game. So we're gonna add one more port, which is number 8, to all of the servers. You don't have to add it to the grid editor, but you'll have it when you build your your launcher file. IP address is the IP address of the machine. This is going to be the private IP address. So it's going to be 192.168.8.19 for this machine. Internal port for my setup, I don't need to put one. It's just going to translate it 1-to-1 port. As you can see in the parentheses there. Some routers, you're going to have to put the same stuff there. All right, so back to the server grid editor. We've already edited all of our information here. In the future, we're gonna kind of walk through what the symbols on the island names actually mean. So right now, if you exported this grid, when you pull up your map, you're gonna get all of this information. So what we will do is we're gonna hide the island names. We're gonna hide the discovery zones, the ship paths, server info. We're gonna leave the lines so that you have, a grid reference, and then everything else should still be showing. The water tile hides the water, and that's what you'll see on your map. You want to do that, that's fine, that's up to you. Okay, but this is the way that we're gonna do it. So now let's go ahead and save this. For me, what I'm going to do is save it in a different folder. I don't want to save it over the default settings that are provided in case I mess something up. So we're gonna go into 2x2 and save it over this one. Bam. And there you have it. Now, with that server JSON file, all you've got to do is export it. The one thing with the server grid editor is that when you export, it is only going to export to this folder. So we're going to delete everything out of this folder. You hit export all, and I'm going to tell you right now, you can change the folder all you want, but it's still going to put it under export unless they changed it within that last update or something. But I've built a grid with 2 different versions and they've done the same thing, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right, now you have your exported files. Make sure you hit OK right here after the export successful comes up. Next thing you're also gonna want to do is edit each of these names. Get rid of the 2x2 because your server will not read that information. There. So now you have all the files. The server grid If you double click on one of these, it'll show you the map. This is how the map will look like in game. If you are a pretty good map maker and want to make a custom map and trace over all this stuff and make it look like an actual tan hide leather map, you can do that. There are quite a few servers that have that kind of settings, but we're not gonna mess with that today for two reasons. One, we don't have that much time, and two, I'm not a very good map maker. So close out that. Now these 01s, 11s, 10, that is your individual grid. These files are what your treasure maps are going to pull from to get the image of the treasure. I'll put an X on it, and then it'll rotate stuff around, but this is the file. We're gonna move on to the next phase. You should have everything you need already. All right, so our download has completed, and we have the Atlas server folder here. We're just gonna go into it, and right here we're gonna create a new text file. This is gonna be our next batch file, which will boot up all of the servers. Change the name to boot up .bat. Name it anything you want, just make sure it's .bat. It's gonna prompt you, hit yes, right click it and edit, which will be edited in Notepad. All right, now the next thing that you're gonna want to do is follow these. At echo off, at echo starting grid 0, 0. Oh, what echo off does, it'll hide all of your information. Echo starting grid will display starting grid 0, 0 or whatever, and then here is the commands that will not display because you said echo off. So start space normal space quote quote space quote. Now, important thing is this is going to be the location of your file. So usually inside the Atlas server folder under shooter games binaries 164, there is a file called shooter game server. That's what we're going to use. So once you've located that, you can click up here on top, highlight everything, Control C, Control V, then put another backslash, and then you're gonna go in here, edit this, and just copy and paste. There you go. You're gonna add another quote, space, quote, ocean, question mark, server, y equals, this is going to be for 0, 0, as you can see where it's starting grid 0, 0, so y is going to, well, 2x equals 0, question, I put a Q there instead of an O. All right, next one is server, y equals 0. Okay, question, alt save directory equals 0, 0. Now, the alt save directory, you can name it whatever you want, but I like to name it the name of the grid, so it's easier for me to figure out, okay, I need to fix something on this server, so I go in there and change whatever I need. Next thing we want is max players equals, for this grid, let's go with 10, right? Question mark, reserved players slots equals 1, which is yourself. So it's going to be a maximum of 9 slots, and that 1 slot is for you. Question, query port equals. Now, the query port is going to be the port in your grid. that you put. Right, so the one that we put was 57005. You still with me? Now you're gonna do question mark port equals. Now you're not gonna put the port from the grid editor here. This is going to be your game port. It'll be 57006 question mark Archon enabled equals true question mark Archon port equals, remember that last port that we added, 57008 question mark. So you don't need to put the seamless port here, but you do need to put the Archon port. Now, server admin password, you're gonna need something here. Hamburger. Right? Question mark. Server PVE equals true or false, however you want. We're gonna put true for the home server, so you can't beat each other up on the home server. Now your seamless IP equals whatever you put 1.1.1.1, which is not a valid IP address. I'm going to put my private IP address on here for now, and then log, and then server. Now if you want to use BattleEye, then you're done with this grid. If you don't want to use BattleEye, you're gonna have to put dash no BattleEye, and that's the way we're gonna set it for now. Okay. All right, now you're gonna put in time out /t 10 no break. What this does is it puts a 10-second delay before starting the next grid. And that is pretty much the first grid square. All you gotta do is copy, paste, and just change this to 10 10 10 and 10 10. Oh, I missed one. 10, and everything else stays the same. As you can see why I like using the ports that I use. So you're gonna do 4 of these, of course, 0 0 1 0 0 1 and 1 1. And then when you're done with that, you'll save this file. So let's go ahead and finish this up. All right, so now we have all of the information entered. We're gonna double check. This is how I usually go double check, is 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. That's about that. And I say that to myself in my head. So 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 0 there, 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 and a 1 1 1 1 1 1, and yep, that is that for this file. All right, so now that we've saved your boot file, the next thing that you're gonna have to do is get the information from the server grid editor. So it's in the same drive. We're gonna go into server grid editor, master, export. You need all of this, copy it, go back to our main drive, go into Atlas server, shooter game, and paste everything here. All right, there. Now you can go back to Atlas server. Next thing you want to do is go into Atlas tools, Redis database. You're gonna want to run Redis server start.bat. That's all you need to do with that. That needs to stay up. That's going to house all of the information for your player, your location, your ships, your buildings, everything, and where it's located on the grid. You're going to want that minimized. We're going back to Atlas server and we're going to boot up the server. Okay. Now, take a look at this here on the bottom. All the servers going to boot up here. Every time it switches over, every 10 seconds, it'll boot up another server. Bam. 10 seconds, another server. Okay. That's the last server. So within the file, you can actually delete the last one, the last pause portion. That's just my mistake, but we set it like this so it actually closed after it's done, which is good. Now you're gonna have to sit here and watch these until a certain bit of information pop up. All right, so all of our servers have finished starting up. So what you're looking for is that bottom line, finished startup process or startup log process. Now, this is running on my gaming PC. It says number of cores 4. You go in your task manager and hit more details to show you how much memory each server is using. So this is pretty much using all of my machine's memory to run these 4 servers. So I could try, I don't think it's going to be successful, but I could try to run Atlas and see if it works. We're probably gonna crash the dang system here. Highly recommend that you do not try to do this on a server that you're going to game on, which is what we're doing right now. You're gonna run into issues. This is probably gonna take precedence over the servers, and the server is gonna start lagging really bad. Now, when you hit join new Atlas, the first one should be your server because it's the closest one to you. All right, I'm gonna select that as the world. We didn't do any kind of password protected on it right now, but I'll go in and show you here in a minute where to put that password protection stuff. All right, join the server. Joining server. Tropical Freeport. And Ham Sandwich is that friendly name that we put earlier when we were doing the grid editor. And we're in. Don't care about the name. Gonna get our Pathfinder into the world. And we are in. There is our character. There's our Freeport. Everything looks good and it's running. So you can actually play on here. You can actually go around and do things. Let's take a look at the map as well. The map, rid of the fog of war is showing. So we're out of memory. So that's why you're seeing all these crashes. But we were able to log into the server, get in and move around a little bit before this happened. So again, I do not recommend you hosting this on the server that you're going to play on. So remember, when we did the port forwarding, you're going to want to port forward to the actual server machine that you want to host. Okay, so I think, yeah, we're gonna have to close this manually. Close all windows. Close all windows. But there you have it. That is how to start a server. Now, we also have my server and my buddy's server. So the significance of our servers is that, you know, go ahead and close Redis as well. Significance of our servers is that my buddy lives in the US. I currently am stationed in Thailand, but our servers are connected through Redis. If you want to do that, I probably will get into a video later on, probably all the way at the back end of the series. You join the Discord, you can pop in, and if that's the topic you want to talk about, we'll talk about it. I am here to assist you. So what I'm going to do here is launch Atlas again, and then we're going to try to join the server, the active server that's here. Right, we do not want to click rejoin server because our server is now offline. A ham sandwich server. I did the exact same things. Launch here. So this is our server, the JetEye 6x6 PVPVE NA and Southeast Asia. I'm gonna select that as the world. And it shows up the North American free port and the Asia free port. Let's see if we can get it to show as a map. There we go. So you can see I've already uncovered a little bit. So on the left half is the US side. The right half is the Asia side. We select this. It only let us spawn the free point. But I already have a character on the server. What's going to happen is it goes into the free port and then times out, because now it's going to move me to the server that I had been playing on before. This is all done through that Redis database. There we go. We are in. Now this server has like 4 or 5 mods on it. If you go into like Battlemetrics or something, it should show you what mods are on there. And here we are. And on my server. So my server is a little bit beastly. It has 2 6-core processors. Don't remember how the clock speed on the processors. It has 148 gigabytes of RAM, or gigabits of RAM. Is it gigabits or gigabytes? I can't ever remember. Yeah, it's got like 2 or 3 hard drives. But I've not nearly used up all the hard drive at all. So just have several random things in there. My buddy's server has 2 8-core processors, so his CPU is faster than mine, but he's got 96 gigabits of RAM, and so I have the RAM department, he's got the CPU department. But you know, for him, he could probably just stick more RAM into his machine and it'll be more beastly than mine. We got the 6x6, 18 on one side, 18 on the other side. Anyways, that concludes our server information. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. The link will be in the description below. If you want to see more and want to follow this series, make sure you subscribe. If you enjoy the series, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. That'll really help me out. And I also stream on twitch.tv. Link will also be in the description. If you want to play on the server that I'm hosting, it is an open server. There is no password to join. Yeah, that's about it. Hope you all have a great and wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for coming by. And we'll catch you all next time. Peace!